Welcome to Montgomery, Alabama for the 5th annual Red Tails Classic, celebrating the history and service of the Tuskegee Airmen. Today's participants, Tuskegee of the SIAC, taking on Winston-Salem State of the CIAA. Hello, family. I'm James Haddon. With me is the former Michigan Wolverine national champion at Michigan. Let me get that right. Marcus Ray. And Marcus, these two teams have championship aspirations. You know what it takes to win a championship, and what is it going to take for these two teams to get things started here today?
First of all, defense. It wins championships. You want a defense that can stop the run, don't give up any big plays, and obviously create turnovers. But offensively, you just need an offense that protects the football, protects the lead, and also have the ability to score quickly. Special teams is also going to play a factor, but you really need that TNT. That's that toughness and talent.
Yeah. And Robert Massey knows all about that as a former professional himself. He has been building this program, trying to get to a championship. They were very close last year, falling to Johnson C. Smith in the penultimate game of the year. They had a chance to make it all the way to the top of the CIAA, but they have somebody back from last year in Dalen Lee who's going to try to help them get to the top this year.
Yeah, Dalen Lee's a perfect complement. As you see, 19 total touchdowns. But that last graphic showed us only 6 sacks a year ago, and then their defense also stopped the rush, so he was able to get a lot of possessions. I like the way he goes through his progressions. He runs the RPO, and he's a very good athlete.
And now moving forward to Tuskegee, Aaron James is the head coach for the Golden Tigers, and Raekwon Beal is a big-time part of what's going to be upcoming for the Golden Tigers, and Aaron James knows what it takes to be a top quarterback. He's won an HBCU national championship here at Tuskegee, and Beal is going to try to do the same thing.
Beal, 6'5", young man out of Detroit, Michigan. I watched him play in high school. He has a big arm. Obviously, you see his numbers. He uses his legs well. He's a film junkie. He's smart. He's a student of the game, and he played consistent this fall camp. And they're just asking him to manage the game and not be Superman.
They bring some players around him. E.J. Hall is going to be one. Also, they bring back a couple of running backs, Ronaldo Spivey Jr. and Johnny Morris. They're going to be huge for him in the rushing attack. If he can continue, then they will roll as well. Now let's take a look at the weather here in Montgomery, Alabama. It's a beautiful day. The stands are still filling up at the Cramton Bowl, and a calm 84 degrees, partly cloudy, barely any humidity here in Montgomery, and it's perfect football weather.
It sure is, man. I mean, look at the crowd. Look at the weather. What could you ask more to be at the Red Tails Classic with that type of weather, this type of atmosphere? Week 1 and going back to those championship aspirations, man, it all starts right now.
Yeah. Winston-Salem State, they're a team that's under Coach Massey. When you have a guy like Dalen Lee who can lead this team, they also bring back 4 of their top 5 wide receivers, so he has plenty of targets. Hands almost ready for a kick. Lorcan Ryan, the all SIAC kicker, gets the season started for Tuskegee. A chance to return for Winston-Salem State, just across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. That's where the Rams are going to get started, and we're going to see Dalen Lee. And Marcus, when you talk about a quarterback who's now been in the system for 3 years, he has a comfortability. He also has a calmness. The coach has talked about his leadership, and that starts right now for Winston-Salem State.
Yeah, you want to get off to a fast start offensively if you're Dalen Lee, as you look at his numbers. 55% completion rate, but he can see over the line. He knows where to go with the football. He's very productive his freshman year in 23 with 1,800 more yards and 18 touchdowns. You just want to see him take care of the football. You see the 5 rushing TDs, so he's a very big part of this offense.
TJ Ruff is the starting running back. Sidecar right of Dalen Lee. Ruff gets it. A nice 3-yard pickup for TJ Ruff. Now it's time to share our impact players with you. And again, on the offensive side and the defensive side, some big-time ball players.
Michael King, All-American defensive back, was doing nothing but big things. And Caleb Washington, returning with 6 touchdowns from a year ago. He's a big play guy, 6'1", 195 pounds, hard-working guy. Keep an eye on that matchup all evening.
2nd down and 7. Dalen Lee's first pass of 2025. Throwing deep, and just overthrows his intended wide receiver. We just talked about him as an impact player, Caleb Washington. He was open.
Yeah, and we just talked about that matchup. If you look to the right of your screen, that was Washington going deep on King, but it was a double move. I mean, and when you're playing against a great cornerback, I played with guys like Charles Woodson and Ty Law. I tell you what, it's hard to beat them straight up, but that right there was almost a big play, and that's what you want to do to an All-American corner is make him earn his check and see if he's going to play disciplined football.
Washington led the team last year in touchdown receptions. He's a big play target. Now it's third down. Lee tries to throw a screen. It's bottled up. Nothing there. Emmanuel Cannon was there with the tip. And a 3-and-out for Winston-Salem State.
It's good defense right there. Good recognition. And when you can't get to the quarterback, defensive linemen are taught to put their hands in the air to back the ball down. I don't think the offensive lineman sold that screen very well, but the defense was definitely expecting screen or draw on that last play.
E.J. Hall back to receive. Ball is away from Lorenzana. Fair catch called for by Hall. And a punt of 38 yards. No return. And now Tuskegee, about an hour and a half away. And the first time we get a chance to see Raekwon Beal, we talked about it earlier. At the beginning of spring camp, he actually started to lose his starting role, came back in fall camp, and the coaches said he was locked in from the jump. Now it's time to see if he's going to be locked in to start the season.
As we stated earlier, he's a film junkie. He knows football. He just needs to be a little more consistent. And that quarterback battle was with Michael Franklin coming out of training camp and the spring, so we may end up seeing him too.
From the 38, a handoff on first down. It's Johnny Morris. And Morris scampering forward, picks up 5 on first down. Here are your impact players for both Tuskegee and Winston-Salem on defense. And we've already seen Johnny Morris. Kyron Martin is going to be looking for him all day.
Big fella. Kyron Martin gets to the quarterback, man. 4 sacks a year ago. Johnny Morris is a guy, obviously, coming back one of the leading rushers, 374 yards, 4 touchdowns on 95 carries.
Beal, quick throw. Catch made by Devin Cooper. Picks up a first down. And Cooper rumbles forward for a nice gain of 10.
That's one of the plays that you run. That's called a quick screen. It's just a bubble to the outside, and that's how you get your quarterback some confidence and get your offense in the rhythm, especially when you have a young offensive line like the Golden Lions have.
On first down, another run play. This time, Johnny Morris is bottled up. Quick tackle, and a loss of 1. Khalil Stimson makes the tackle.
Yeah, that was a good read by the middle linebacker, Stimson. He was unblocked on that one and read his keys, filled that A gap.
Harry Williams, the offensive coordinator for Tuskegee, really wants Raekwon Beal to play within the offense. Understands he can be Superman. He has the athleticism to do so, but also wants him to take advantage of the players he has around him. And now, on second down and 11, wants to get into a good play, pick up some good yardage. The throw, the catch, and E.J. Hall. Those two have hooked up plenty of times in fall camp. Coaches said they have a knack of finding each other, and that one was for 18.
Yeah, that was a good read, and you'll see to the left of your screen, it was play action off the jet sweep, misdirection in the backfield. Get those safeties getting out of that passing lane. That was a great throw and catch there.
Hall, the transfer from Troy, but he's from Tuskegee, Alabama, where he had more than 10,000 all-purpose yards at Booker T. Washington. Throw to the outside is short. Intended target was Devin Cooper once again. Second down and 10 upcoming for Tuskegee.
Yeah, that ball there just sailed on him a little bit low and outside. He had a little heat in his face. Got a little rush from that front four. The Rams.
Offensively, Tuskegee last year was 8th in the conference in passing. That's one thing that they wanted to grow on this year. Raquan Beal has already found a couple of targets in Cooper, as well as E.J. Hall. Now on 2nd down and 10, might have to go to the air once again. On play action. Beal trying to shake loose. He cannot. A sack by Kyle Williams, the Delaware State transfer, loss of 8.
You'll see right to the center of your screen, Williams got great penetration. He pushed back Chase Johnson, the right guard, 72, just bull rushed him. That's the danger of play action passes. You get the running back a little bit in the line, but that D-line gets so much penetration. It's hard to get out of there if you're a quarterback once it starts to collapse.
First down of the day for Tuskegee. Last year they completed just 38% on 3rd down. A deep drop. Beal steps up. Oh! Through the arms of E.J. Hall. Had him up the seam, but Hall couldn't reel it in.
You had a little coverage bust on the back end, but that's a good route combination. There, Hall, he just didn't look it in. That was a good pass by Beal. Very interesting route combination there on that deep ball. But normally, E.J. makes that play. I mean, he's smooth, versatile, 3-sport athlete, high school. You have to make those plays because you're not going to get very many opportunities against this type of defense to hit a big play like that.
Khalil Eason back to receive. Punt is away. And it will bounce in the end zone. So, Winston-Salem State will have it when we return for their 2nd possession of this Red Tails Classic.
The Red Tails Classic is brought to you by the city of Montgomery, where everyone has the freedom to live, learn, and earn. And Dollar Snacky Hour at Sonic. Live free. Eat Sonic.
Held in Montgomery, Alabama at the Cramton Bowl. Obviously, so much history here in Montgomery. Tuskegee, of course, has been in this event all 5 years of its existence. And they're taking on Winston-Salem State here today. And Marcus, in a city like Montgomery, there's so much history. It's always good to come back to a place like this to celebrate all the history that's happened here in this country.
Definitely. When you play in this game, it gives you a lot of exposure, obviously, on ESPN for your program. And a lot of these young guys want to show their skill set, too. And it's just a great educational experience.
Go to the outside through the hands of Jaden Grimes. And Dalen Lee, he pumped, thought that the ball might have got picked off. And pretty smart decision in the end not to throw it immediately because somebody might have took that for 6.
Yeah, that play didn't start off very clean. Not sure everyone was on the same page exactly, run and pass, and the snap count there. So when you pump a screen like that, usually it's a go behind it. If you throw it twice, it could go the other way if you pump and throw to the same side.
Dalen Lee starting 0 for 3 today. He's tried to play much more calm. His coaches believe in him, can say he can throw it 20 to 30 times if we have to. Another throw here this time, and it's out of the reach of the freshman, Jahari Mitchell. So now 3rd down and 10 upcoming for Winston-Salem State.
I like the call there to throw the ball to the short side of the field, especially when you get off coverage. Saw the cornerback Glover there playing some soft cover 3, just playing his deep third. You complete that ball there, that definitely, it's one of the shorter throws on the field, easy to complete. They just didn't have their timing down.
Coaches believe that Dalen Lee makes good decisions. Robert Massey, firm belief in what Lee can do. Now has to put it in the air once again on 3rd down. 3rd straight pass. This time Lee eludes a defender. Now going to use his legs. And he's short of the line to gain. There was some extracurricular activity there. It was a rush for 8 for Lee. 4th down and 2.
That was good coverage there. Missed opportunity for a sack there for Tamarcus Grayson, a 3rd down specialist linebacker there. But see the athleticism by Lee in the open field. But that was a great job, though, by the Golden Lions of rallying to the football and getting him down right before he got the 1st down.
Now it's Lorenzana. Back to punt for the 2nd time. E.J. Hall back to receive. Lorenzana's first punt was for 37 yards. Hall did not have a chance to return. But now, penalty. And delay of game penalty upcoming on
delay of game.
Winston-Salem State.
5-yard penalty remains. 4th down.
And you see Coach Massey not pleased, trying to get an explanation. So 4th down and 2 turns to 4th down and 7. And more whistles.
Massey's an unhappy camper right now.
So is it a clock discussion?
He set the game clock to 9:45. Thank you.
So, Marcus, as we've been saying, it's week 1 for everyone. Making sure everything is in tip-top shape. Ball is away. Hall takes it and is tripped up. So a 33-yard punt, a return of 4. Excellent field position upcoming for Tuskegee. Still no score between the Rams and the Golden Tigers. They had a big play that went awry between Raekwon Beal and E.J. Hall. How do they start this 2nd possession? From their own 49. Handoff to Johnny Morris. A short gain for Morris. Last year, he still led the team in rushing, although he was injury-riddled throughout the season. 2 years prior, he led the team in rushing, had more than 600 yards, and they're happy to have him back because he is very explosive. James talking with me at Media Day about getting Morris back, but also having Ronaldo Spivey Jr., Desmond Leverett, a full stable of running backs. We have 2 in the backfield on 2nd down and 9.
Morris was one of our impact players there, and they've got this defense has their eyes on him on that 1st down.
This throw is low. Intended target was the transfer from Alabama A&M, Malik Thomas.
This route combination there, just get that deep drag across the middle. We call it wide cross. It's designed to hit the soft spot on the backside of the defense. He was open.
There's a flag down. So our referee Drew Ford going to give us the call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 95. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
That's Jalen Norris with the roughing the passer penalty. Take a look at this again. Ball was away. Marcus, I'll let you be the judge as the former player.
Yeah, I would have been fine with a no call there, but you want to err on the side of safety, and he did release the ball, and there were 2 more steps in there by the big fella as he got that pass rush in there. You just want to stay away from the quarterback if you really have no chance of making the sack.
So now in plus territory. In motion was Malik Thomas. Swing pass outside. Jaquil Rouser. Rouser racing forward. Pickup of 8.
I like that play call there. I mean, watch the blocking on the perimeter on that right side from those wide receivers, and that's the one thing that they do well. You see Leak Thomas out there, 81. He's tall, 6'3", 190. He gets his hands on defensive backs, and I'll tell you, when you struggle to run the football, you just want to use that short, outside, quick screen game to get your playmakers the ball in space.
Rouser, his first catch of his career, the sophomore from Hueytown, Alabama. On first down, another rush up the middle for Johnny Morris. He picks up a first down and more, and Morris is happy to be back. He has really been spry to start for Tuskegee.
This Winston-Salem State defense didn't give up very many rushing yards, only 113 last year. I mean, that's extremely good in today's college football, but keep an eye on this offensive line, though, for Tuskegee. They got two freshmen starting on that right side, 72 Chase Johnson and 76 Ivan Williams. And so far, so good. They've been holding their own for some young fellas.
First down just outside the red zone. Beal, quick throw outside. Morris makes the catch out of the backfield. A 4-yard pickup. Aaron James. This entire offensive staff, this offense, of course, from James and Coach Harry Williams, and Beal really running it to perfection right now.
And Harry Williams and Aaron James, two former teammates. They have a good understanding, a good feel for one another, a good relationship, and those are the type of play calls that they really want Beal to execute. It's a short passing game, and then take your shots when they're there.
Swing pass, Jaquel Rouser. He's bottled up on this pass. Zaire Colin making the tackle. So the gain of 3 makes it a 3rd down and short.
You can see right here Tuskegee's game plan here early on so far in this chess match is to get the ball in space. They want to run it up the middle. We've seen play action, and then they've thrown a couple of quick screens, whether it's a bubble or whether it's a flare pass to the outside, just to make sure it's a positive play. This is a big 3rd down here.
Tight end Kendarius Smith, the transfer from Jackson State, comes in down on the left side of the line. And you see Beal, he wants a timeout. Play clock was running down. So Tuskegee will talk over this very important early 3rd down in the red zone.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. My meal of misfortune.
Winston-Salem State and SIAC opponent Tuskegee. You take a look at the SIAC preseason poll. Albany State once again picked to win the league, although they have not made the championship game in the past 2 years. Clark Atlanta, who was there last year, fell to Miles, and Tuskegee picked to finish 3rd. But Coach Aaron James, he's won an HBCU national championship here, and he knows what it takes. He's also won championships as a coach at Miles 4 different times. Also knows big situations. Tuskegee in the red zone, 3rd down and short. It's Beal. Throws incomplete. Jamison Alston was in coverage. They were looking for that tight end Kendarius Smith.
It's good defense down there in the red area. Tuskegee ran what's called a snag, which you'll get a running back out, tight end going vertical, and a receiver sitting down in between the numbers and the hash, and they were all over. That's a big red zone route. That's great defense there, and that's one of the reasons that Winston-Salem State has been successful is their red zone defense, only giving up field goals. They only gave up 19 points a game last year, and if you can hold people to field goals, James, then that definitely will keep that number down.
30-yard attempt for Lorcan Ryans. Ball is up, and it is good. So, 3 points on the board for Tuskegee, and they lead in this matchup with Winston-Salem State. So, good drive for Tuskegee, getting some points on the board, but also for Winston-Salem State on defense. The drive was moving pretty well. They bended, but they didn't break.
Yeah, that's You know, I played a long, long time ago back in the 90s, James, but I will tell you this. That's a win for the defense. But it's a win for the offense, too, because they get on the board first. They had a successful drive. They got some help with the penalty with roughing the passer, but that was a good drive. You want to get on the board. But defensively, when you hold people to field goals, then you have just as much confidence, too, that you can stop people.
Of course, this is the Red Tails Classic, celebrating the history of the Tuskegee Airmen. The Red Tails, obviously the Airmen painted the tails of their P-51 and P-47 Thunderbolt fighter planes deep red to be easily recognizable and identifiable in the air. And some key athletes who also were Tuskegee Airmen, Lieutenant Wilmot Sadat Singh, the first ever black athlete at Syracuse, and Marvelous Mal Whitfield, who won an Olympic gold medal as an active service member. Ball's booted away. Winston-Salem State will take it from the 25. Again, we talk so much about the Tuskegee Airmen, also just servicemen in general. A great opportunity to celebrate them.
I mean, what a great accomplishment. Just a piece of history there. You see the history, the tradition, celebrating that. You mentioned that gold medal. Was he the first active member to win a gold?
The first active member. He won one in 1948 in London, then enlisted, and then won one 4 years later. The first ever active duty member to win a gold medal. An amazing feat, to say the least. Third possession now for Winston-Salem State. Dalen Lee has struggled on the day. The junior quarterback started since he was a true freshman. Nehemiah Williams loses the football. There's a flag on the play. Devin Irving Jr. has recovered. We'll wait for the official ruling. Let's take a look one more time.
Yeah, we got a jet sweep. That's when the wide receiver gets the football in the backfield. Looks like they're going to call a hold, possibly on Jaquan Kelly, running back out of the backfield.
Before the fumble, holding, offense number 15. That penalty is declined. Result of play, first down, Tuskegee.
Because the penalty is declined, that's a takeaway for this Golden Tigers defense. And what a moment here early on defensively. Complimentary football, you get the field goal. Now you give your offense a short field.
Yeah, that was actually on Nehemiah Williams, the outside receiver. He was guilty of the hold, and that was an unforced error, and that's sudden change for this defense to hop out there on a short field. Tuskegee may take a shot here at the end zone when you see turnovers like that in this area.
They're in the high red. Maybe an opportunity looming for Tuskegee. Trips tight at the bottom of the formation. Pressure coming, it's picked up, go to the outside, just out of the reach of E.J. Hall.
Nice little timing route there. E.J. Hall on the out. Beal just can't find the rhythm just yet in the drop back passing game down the field. But that was a very good call on first down, especially when you get that grass again. You get soft coverage to the boundary. Quarterbacks love that short throw, whether it's a 5-yard out or a 10-yard out.
We saw Aaron James pushing his hands down, just wanting his quarterback to calm down, take a deep breath. The moment is right there for Tuskegee to take full advantage. Low snap, Beal picks it up. Morris scoops in the catch. A couple of shakes, and he squeezes forward past the 20 to the 19, a pickup of 7.
Somehow he got out of that. The snap wasn't clean. Beal did a nice job catching that football and getting rid of it. But the receivers didn't really get a chance to set their blocks up. But what a great second effort there by Morris, one of our impact players, to be able to make something out of nothing, get some yards after contact.
Tuskegee 0 for 2 on third down today. But Morris has had his hands in pretty much everything offensively for Tuskegee. Now another timeout going to be taken. Ivan Williams was standing up and pointing. Tuskegee happy that nothing came of that in regards to a penalty. So that's the second timeout taken in this first quarter by Tuskegee. And another important moment early on for this Winston-Salem State defense.
Well, they tried to get him with the hard count, and with the 40-second clock, the way it runs down, you have to get your call in. If they don't jump, you have to look to the sideline, and that clock will wind down. That's what happened there. It's a very disciplined effort there by Winston-Salem State to not jump off sides, especially in a third and short situation. You don't want to give up any cheap first downs. You want to make them earn it.
Yeah, Marcus McElveen has this unit majoring in the minors. That's what they want. All 6 episodes of The Kingdom are available now, streaming on the all-new ESPN app and Disney+. The docuseries takes an unprecedented look at Kansas City and their legacy over 60 years of highs and lows, focusing on their incredible 2024 season.
That's a great series right there. I mean, you want to talk about what Pat Mahomes has done, Andy Reid and the guys, Travis Kelce. I mean, I played with Tom Brady, man, and he was the best ever in my opinion, but Pat Mahomes, before it's all said and done, he'll be right there.
Now on 3rd down and 3, a little throw over the middle, and it was there for Jermaine Hardy Jr. Was going to race into open space, but could not reel it in and complete 4th down.
It's a missed opportunity. Just a mesh route. Mesh means you get underneath crossing routes from both sides, and he just didn't look the football in. The speedster, normally short-handed. They were expecting man-to-man coverage. He probably should have sat down in the zone. When you have that type of grass, if they're not in man-to-man and you want to sit down, and I think that's what Beal was expecting, but nevertheless, that was a missed opportunity.
So Lorcan Ryan's already made a 30-yard kick today. This one's from 36, and it's blocked. Winston-Salem State stands up big time.
It looked like an awfully low kick. Lorcan Ryan's had a pretty good year a season ago. Handled some punting duties as well. Let's take a look and see. Snap was good. Right in the middle of your screen. That was a low kick. You saw a big fella. Looked like Jalen Norris, 95, right here from the back. Getting that big paw up, that right paw. Big time stop there for the Rams.
Jalen Norris is a returner for Winston-Salem State, a part of 4 different captains that have come back for the Rams, and he comes up huge. Now, Winston-Salem State back on offense, 3 3-and-outs. Dalen Lee on the roll, finds his running back. Play is dead. As Devin Cunningham makes the catch, comes out of bounds. Pick up a 5.
A little misdirection there off the motion. That's one way to try to get your quarterback going, is to get some misdirection, play action, short throws, high percentage.
Second down off the 27 of Winston-Salem State. Down by 3 with their special teams with a big blocked field goal. Trying to take advantage. Jaquan Kelly, the transfer from UNC Pembroke, totes the rock. Just short of the line to gain. Gets to the 30. 3rd down and short. Winston-Salem State still looking for their first 3rd down conversion of the day. Clock at 3:30 in this first quarter.
Well, that's one way to give your quarterback a chance to convert a first down, is to get in 3rd and short. That means you need 2 positive plays on 1st and 2nd. I like the call there. It's a good run by Kelly.
Another handoff. Kelly hits the hole, and he's short by a yard. So the punting unit going to come out again.
Just look in the middle of the screen. Those 2 defensive tackles, the big fellas, caused a double team. They ate up 4 blockers with just them 2, and that gives those linebackers a chance to hit those gaps. Very good defense there. You see the Rover coming in, John Brown, the 3rd, and the 31, unblocked as well. It's a nice job.
Christian Brown picks up the low snap, gets it away. Return for E.J. Hall. Hall takes it to the 30. Looks like a flag comes in, probably for a block in the back. A 2-yard return on the 40-yard punt. We'll check to see the flag. It was as the return was developing, very close.
During the return, illegal to block in the back. Return team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. To be first down, Tuskegee.
Raquel Rouser with the block in the back, and you'll see right at the top of your screen, boom. Just trying to set something up, but that's an infraction, and that's going to push Tuskegee back.
Yeah, the rule is if you can't see his face, then you don't block him. If you see the number, you let him go. And another technique they use is just a body block. You throw your hands up in the air, but you definitely can't lead with force or your hands when the guy's back is turned. Just can't do that.
Rouser trying to make up for it. And he's shimmying behind the line. Does a lot of work for 1 yard. We talked with offensive coordinator Harry Williams about how he wants to go about the running attack. Learn from Gary Kubiak. He wants to, whether it's zone running, whether it's power running, wants to run the football and establish the run. We've seen that from Johnny Morse. And you see the play selection today. They have used the run to open up the pass. It's just been a couple of drops in key situations for Tuskegee in this first quarter. Things could have looked different. On second down and 9, Beal, lots of green grass. And Beal takes it for what looks to be a first down. Christopher McCorkle shoved him out.
That was a great read there by Beal. Nothing to the strong side, to the play side. See, helmet's popping off there. It looks like Elliott Howe, 58, the left tackle. You know, you have to come out the game for at least one play when your helmet is on the ground.
Under a minute to play in this first quarter. Beal gives off to Rouser. Again, tough yards right up the middle. This time for 2. Shaquille Rouser from Hueytown, as mentioned. Only 11 rushes last year for 46 yards. Played in just 2 games. So here, trying to make his presence felt in the season opener.
Sometimes when you run the football, it's not always to try to get 5 and 6 yards. It's really to keep the defense honest, to make sure you probably don't have a negative play trying to do drop back pass and you don't turn the football over. And then sometimes those body blows add up late in a heavyweight fight like this.
Beal, this ball's picked off. What an interception from Terrell Chance, as he just got in between that pass, and the birdie celebrations begin. This Winston-Salem State defense likes to fly around the football, and Terrell Chance with an amazing snag.
Well, you see it here. He maintained his inside leverage and man-to-man coverage. I mean, that's just a great, great football play. It's actually big time to be able to break on a slant route and maintain inside leverage, catch the football, and you'll see Aaron James telling Beal as he walks off the sideline, you don't have to force it. I mean, that was tight coverage. It was either feast or famine. You either want to catch it or turn it over, but that was a big-time interception by Terrell Chance.
So the special teams has blocked a punt. Defense has forced a turnover. Now the offense wants to get its engines up and running. First play in plus territory today. And a delay of game penalty after the turnover.
Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty. Remains. First down.
Just as we talked about, that being the first play in plus territory, now this play will actually come from midfield, and their second delay of game. Operation, of course, extremely important. And you see Robert Massey not pleased at all. Final play of the first quarter. Dalen Lee unloads to a wide open man, and it's caught after the bobble. And Jahari Mitchell scores 50 yards.
That was a great play call by design. And that's what you're supposed to do after a turnover. It's sudden change for the defense. They're playing on a short field. You run out there feeling sorry for yourself. When you motion, when that motion, watch the switch route. Inward breaking route. That's called a switch route when the outside receiver runs a post and the inside one runs a post corner to the sideline. It just distracts the eyes of the defensive backfield. And that was a great job. You saw Glover there kind of losing sight of where he was supposed to be, but that was a great execution.
So Lorenzana with the extra point. 10 plays before that. 10 plays for 21 yards. 1 play for 50 yards. Jahari Mitchell, if at first you don't succeed, try again. He brings it in for the TD. Second quarter up next. Alabama, Winston-Salem State flying high after a couple of big plays. Jahari Mitchell with the touchdown. Winston-Salem State leading 7-3, and this is DB play that'll make you proud, huh, Marcus?
Oh, man, when you see defensive backs like Mr. Chance here maintaining his inside leverage, setting up his offense for the big score, I tell you what, man, pick them off. And when you get a short field, take them up top. Young man Mitchell went in motion 30 yards, then went vertical, broke on the post route, and defensive backs, they don't expect that motion guy to go deep and inside. And what a great call, good timing with only 3 seconds left in that first quarter. They found a way to get on the board with a big play and a turnover.
That was their first down. It was a touchdown. And the longest play in Red Tails Classic history. That 50-yard pass and catch from Dalen Lee to Jahari Mitchell. Now we start the second quarter with a kickoff from Lorenzana. Devin Cooper and Jaquel Rouser back to receive. It'll be Cooper. And he is just tripped up. Cooper had some space. The return of 34 yards. Good field position for Tuskegee as Marcus Pendleton saved the touchdown.
Yeah, that's one way to get your offense going, is to get a big return here. You see Cooper picking up all kind of blocks. These guys are playing hard for each other. They know they just gave up a touchdown on the turnovers. This offense now is relatively good field position. We'll see what they come out with. Zena
Mulba Jr. comes out at running back. We've seen Johnny Morris and we've seen Jaquel Rouser. Now the first time we'll see the junior from Atlanta. Malik Thomas goes in motion. It will be Mulba, and he's short of the 40 at the 39. No gain on first down for Tuskegee. They're trying to take advantage of this Winston-Salem State defense. They've opened them up a couple of times. E.J. Hall almost had a big catch in the first quarter. He's a big-time target. The transfer from Troy. 5 men come, quick throw. And there's a flag down.
Yeah, we're going to get a false start there.
False start. Offense. Number 58. 5-yard penalty. Remains. Second down.
Elliott Howe, who's preseason first team all SIAC. But you saw that pressure potentially coming up right there at the top of your screen, and a little move of the foot behind the chains.
It looked like he was trying to figure out his pass protection and make sure that he was going to take the most dangerous man, but he didn't really have to move. Just wait for the ball, son. Look inside. And actually, they would have picked it up, the blitz.
Field back to pass. Retreating. Now just throws this away. Christopher Brown is the man that provided some pressure.
That was good coverage downfield. There was nowhere to go with the football.
So there is. So now, third down and long for Tuskegee. On 3rd and 15. Pressure is picked up, so Beal steps up, unloads, and this one's through the hands of Malik Thomas. So Beal has been putting these balls on target.
That was a great job, though, the ball placement by Beal. He just, unfortunately, Tuskegee's been dropping these type of passes, but that ball is very catchable. Beal did a fine job of going through his progression, avoiding pressure, pushing the pocket down, the ball downfield, keeping his eyes downfield. Just another missed opportunity, but that was great job of adjusting, though, by Thomas to find that open window.
So Khalil Eason back to receive. Callum Brent gets it away. This is returnable. Eason makes one man miss and then spins forward past the 25. No return. So a 43-yard punt, a 3-yard return, and Winston-Salem State will look to add to their lead when we return.
All the boxes. I mean, I think he's going to be a future #1 pick, regardless of how it plays out at Michigan.
Dalen Lee's last pass was for 50 yards. He's going deep again, and Jaden Grimes was by himself, but he couldn't bring it in.
That was a bust in coverage. And the ball hit him in the bad spot, right in the hands. That's called a wheel route, little switch release there at the bottom. Defensive backs losing their sight again with the switch route. But I'll tell you what, you just can't drop those balls. I mean, this is big-time college football. You have to look that in, Grimes. You're not going to get those type of opportunities. They just ran a switch route. I mean, that's something that Tennessee runs a lot with Josh Heupel. And Art Briles and those guys kind of put that in 15 years ago in that run-and-shoot style. But it works, but you have to capitalize off of it.
So now on 2nd down, T.J. Ruff. A humongous gain for Ruff all the way to the 23-yard line. A 52-yard pickup.
You see, they're just running the inside zone play there. It's a great call versus that defensive look. And you'll see Ruff, the second, getting out of there. I mean, that's a big play on the run. They just missed a big play on the pass, and right now Tuskegee's defense they're on their heels, and they just can't figure out and get a beat on this offense.
So Lee throws to the outside. This one a little too tall for his intended wide receiver, Caleb Washington. But explosive plays are the name of the game, especially on offense. Dalen Lee has picked up one through the air, and now T.J. Ruff has one on the ground. The transfer from Charleston Southern. And last year it was Trevon Hester who did so well offensively. He was 2nd in the CIAA in rushing. But T.J. Ruff came in last year after a big-time game at Charleston Southern. So they're happy to have him. And now this running back by committee is going to be key for Winston-Salem State in 2025. Lee, crossing route, Caleb Washington. First down and goal upcoming after the pickup of 19.
Yeah, that's just the benefit of the RPO. You'll see this is really a run play. He just pulled the ball and saw he's reading the second and third level of the linebackers and defensive backs. Good job by Lee identifying where the grass was on a slant route. It's very tough to stop that play.
It's rough, trying to shake by the first defender. He cannot. Goes down at the 5. Winston-Salem State, they're starting to find something on offense. Devin Irving Jr. is the one that made that tackle. Second down and goal from the 5. Last year in the red zone, Winston-Salem State's 83%, 21 TDs for the Rams. Lee drops the ball, fumbled the exchange, and now Rams are back at the 12.
It's unfortunate. You don't want to waste downs, especially inside the goal line area. You see quarterback, running back exchange just wasn't clean there. Lee was trying to decide if he wanted to give it or not. He was reading the weak side defensive end. He pulled that football. It just ended up on the ground. Unfortunate to get it back. A lot of times in week 1, you will see penalties, special teams blunders, turnovers. It's just tough to come out and play clean out of camp.
So a timeout taken by Winston-Salem State in this important moment in the second quarter. Have an opportunity to take a 2-score lead. Coach Robert Massey going to talk it over with his young men.
Golf event, running laps on the golf course, and Lee Corso said, "Hey, you guys can't stop Colorado. Their receivers are too fast." And he whipped out his pen and said, "Choo, choo, 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 choo." Charles Woodson said, "I want you out of here, Mr. Corso." Hey, I tell you what, they work pretty fast. Ray Caruth, all those guys, but I tell you what, Lee Corso, one of the best. I was in college when they first started that headgear stuff.
On third down and goal, got to pick up 12 yards. Only pick up 7 to the Rams. Devontae Deloach made the catch. Now, Tuskegee does a good job of holding.
Watch this defense here. Got to stun up the middle. They're just playing the sticks is what you call it, which is the goal line. Look at all the hats to the football. That's what you want to see in great defense. New defensive coordinator, O.C. Williams II, coming in from Fort Valley. That's what he preaches, getting 11 hats to the football.
Gilberto Lorenzana from 21 yards. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is no good. So Rams come up empty on this possession, and our score stays 7-3. Winston-Salem State and Tuskegee locked in a tight one. We'll be back for more.
Good Morning America.
Winston-Salem State has held Tuskegee to just 3 points up to this point in this matchup, and it's been because of excellent defense.
Yeah, that was Kyle Williams on the sack. You'll see Big Norris getting his hand up, blocking a field goal, and then Biggie, give me one more chance with the interception. Mr. Terrell Chance in the turnover chain, celebrate high bomb. I mean, I tell you what, this defense is pretty lights out. I mean, they had a good year last year. As you see the numbers tonight, only 66 total yards, 2 tackles for losses. You get turnovers and sacks. And that's why Tuskegee only has 3 points on the board so far.
Coach Marcus McElveen, the DC, said it's already written. This defense just has to execute and make me a profit. Defense back on the field for Winston-Salem State. Handoff for the Golden Tigers. And it's Johnny Morris scampering to the outside. A helmet is off. A 2-yard gain. No flags on the field just yet, but things starting to heat up here in Cramton.
Johnny Morris almost popped up out of there to see the big fella Ivan Williams, a freshman. I think he's getting a little chippy on that right side. Let's see towards the end of the play to the left of your screen. Right in the center. Oh, the referees would have seen that. That would have been hands to the face. They didn't see it when his helmet came off. But that young man right there, Christian Lyons, made a great tackle. Or else Johnny Morris might have still been running.
Ivan Williams had to come off the field because he lost his helmet. New man at right tackle. On second down and 8. Beal surveying. Just has to throw it away. Excellent pursuit. David Eldridge, the 5th.
We'll take a look at this replay here. I mean, that was great defense by the Rams. Beal went through all of his progressions. We'll see. The defense wanted a grounding. See if he broke the tackle box. He actually didn't, but he had a receiver in that area just as he took off. If that man would have been gone, I think they would have threw that flag. But because he sat there for a half a second and then tried to get down the field, they didn't call it.
Talked about the defense already. It's forced 5 straight incompletions from Beal. He goes to the air again, to the outside, and that's an incomplete pass. Devin Cooper was the intended target but could not stay in bounds. So a 3-and-out forced by this Rams defense. They continue to cook here in this Red Tails Classic.
That's a throw a lot of great quarterbacks can make, and defenses give it up when you're on the far hash and you throw it all the way to the other sideline. It was there. He saw it a little bit late. Another great coverage series there for the Rams.
So Callum Brent back to punt. Khalil Eason, the senior from Norwalk, Connecticut, back to receive. Ball will continue to roll. Takes it. Golden Tigers bounce all the way to the 26-yard line, a punt of 52 yards. Well, yesterday, Coach Massey took his Rams to visit the Legacy Museum, which tells the story of slavery in America and its legacy through interactive media, first-person narratives, and art. It's another part of the important history that's here in Montgomery. And Coach Massey talked about the importance of getting players into these spaces. He, as a player, didn't get a chance to get on an airplane until college, and so wanted to make sure he's allowing these players to learn about their history as well as play some football.
Yeah, he told us you have to learn your history to appreciate where you are, and I think that's a very powerful statement. Former Pro Bowl cornerback, NFL experience, now leading these young men.
Noah Marshall, the big bruiser, is in, and he's the one that takes a punch going backwards. A pickup of just 1. It's Tuskegee front, finding him rather quickly.
You see the big fella, Emmanuel Cannon, 6'5", 240, very lean and long and athletic. Marcus Wynn and those guys, I mean, give Tuskegee some credit. I mean, they faced adversity down inside the goal line area, and they're scratching and clawing. You see O.C. Williams, the defensive coordinator, making the call, but both of these defenses have really protected their offenses, especially down when the ball was in the scoring area.
On second down and 9, it's a handoff to Jaquan Kelly. And a minimal gain this time. Good pursuit once again. Michael McGuire was over there, as well as Devin Irving Jr. A pickup of just 1.
Yeah, Devin Irving, he's been flying around. He's pretty physical, 6', 220. Senior out of Atlanta. You'll see him unblocked. And what they're trying to do offensively is just beat him with speed and force the ball back inside so the big fella Irving could make that tackle.
Third down and long for Winston-Salem State. Dalen Lee, 5 for his last 7 through the air, has hit 5 different receivers today. Lee unloads. This one's up for grabs, and it's picked off.
Interception. Tuskegee
Antonio Knight Jr. flying in and ripping it out of the air.
I know Dalen Lee wants to get that one back. He just didn't see free safety Antonio Knight. He locked in. See Knight getting over the top. Something Ed Reed used to do. He called it stealing second base. You know, when a pitcher is looking down the pipe, he just can't see you in that back window as you steal second base, and that's what they teach free safeties. When you throw it high and outside and late, especially in cover two where safety has half the field, he will be there over the top. That's a big play for that defense.
Good field position now for Tuskegee at their own 43. Beal fires to the outside. Good break on the football there by Zahir Colin, the transfer from Bluefield State.
That was a good break. I mean, when you play quarters coverage, which is cover 4, you have to have good corners. I mean, essentially it's man-to-man, and they have to be able to break on the football, especially when there's grass in front of them. And I know he wants that one back. But that was good eyes, good technique there for Colin.
Well, McElveen says we don't want to let anything over our heads. We leave everything in front of us and just make the plays. Last year they gave up a lot of yards in regards to the pass game, but they had 12 interceptions. Already have one on the day. Almost had a second right there. On second down and 10, Beal just gets it out wide. Catch is made by Devin Cooper, and Cooper tiptoeing on the sideline. Almost takes it for a first down. A flag on the play. We'll have to see what the results of this play is going to be, but he picked up 13 yards. Might be a block in the back on Tuskegee.
Holding. Offense. Number 2. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Remains second down.
An infraction, however, still on Tuskegee, holding on E.J. Hall. So that wipes away the big play. And things are going to become much more difficult for the Golden Tigers.
Yeah, you'll see right to the right of your screen. Right in the center, he did grab some jersey. And, you know, it's really tough as a defender starts to move to stay in front of him without holding. But that play took a little too long to develop, too, as well. Essentially, when you see those quick screens, it's a toss sweep. And anytime it goes outside, even for an offensive lineman, it's tough to stay in front of a guy.
Second down and 17 from the 35. Beal, easy throw. Catch is made by Gabriel Garmin, the only returning receiver with more than 4 catches from last year. He's a good target there. Pickup of 12.
Nice pocket there. Good footwork. Good read by Beal. That was just a curl route. 10 yards curl in between those linebackers. I think they need to run that a little bit more. That was a good, clean pocket and a good throw.
Now a more manageable third down. This has been a down of struggle for Tuskegee today. Play clock will run under 5 seconds. Looking, throwing, there's a hit, and there's a late hit after. And so Khalil
Yeah, that initial hit, though, James, could be a targeting. It was a defenseless player. So Stimson, middle linebacker, he's probably going to be guilty. We'll find out right here.
There are fouls by the offense and the defense. Personal foul, late hit, defense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense. Number 8. Those penalties offset. It'll be 4th down.
Well, Chase Sellers is the one that retaliated. That's the second penalty. Stimson, who had the late hit, is the first foul. The penalties will offset. You see, there's the first hit from Stimson, and then Sellers comes in way late, just retaliating. And now Tuskegee will have to punt.
One of the more important things, too, James, is no one got ejected because there weren't any punches thrown. So what happened is you had 2 infractions, but you do get warnings for those type of penalties. Now, if you do it again, you'll be out of here when you get your second personal foul. But if you're Tuskegee, it's unfortunate because you would have got a 15-yard penalty and a first down, maintained the ball. And I think that's what Coach James is talking about, just being smart, understanding the situation in the game, that there's a coachable and teachable moment for high school players watching, other college players. So that was a very interesting play, but unfortunate that they have to punt the football when they would have had a first down.
So Callum Brent to punt and Khalil Eason back to receive. Eason lets it roll into the end zone. You saw Eason making sure that that ball was going to roll all the way in to the end zone. Here's the CIAA preseason poll. Virginia Union picked to win their 3rd straight CIAA crown. Johnson C. Smith, who was a game away from playing Virginia Union last year, and now Virginia State, who played in the championship game last year, picked to finish 3rd. Now we do have a flag on that kick. It's back where the punt was taken.
During the kick, personal foul, face mask, kicking team number 26. 15 yards will be added to the end of the enforcement spot. First down.
So face mask on the kicking team in Tuskegee. It's going to be Javon Miller, who's the guilty party. And you see right here, as Miller just pulls the helmet off of his opponent. And again, these are the things that you don't want to happen because they give your opponent better field position.
Yeah, emotions are flying high. I mean, it's a 7-3 ball game. It's the first game of the season. National TV. You just got to keep your head. You don't want to cost your team. I mean, those are selfish penalties. Those are selfish penalties.
Handoff. TJ Ruff makes 2 men miss. Makes a 3rd, and Ruff getting busy for Winston-Salem State. Picks up 13 yards.
That was a very impressive toe-tapping run. I mean, he's out there dancing with the football. Just run a little GT counter. Good cutback, making people miss. When you got a running back that can get that in and out first step, that is really hard. It's almost that juke move that they put on you, James, when you play that Madden.
Absolutely. Left stick and right stick. Ruff, of course, the transfer from Charleston Southern, ran for more than 1,000 yards at Charleston Southern. Another tote. Runs into a barrage of jerseys, but Ruff is pushing the pile. So he eats his Wheaties as well as going to dance class. A strong run for TJ Ruff. A pickup of 6.
You'll see here, this offensive line, I mean, they're getting a good push. I mean, they're getting down the field. He's getting 3 yards before he's even getting touched. And watch how they finish the play there to make it a 6-yard gain. But nice job. You see big Austin Pittman, the center, big man in the middle, sophomore, making the call. He's the anchor of that offensive line.
So 2nd down and 4, another handoff. And this is just a strong rushing performance right now for Winston-Salem State. They want to be physical. They want to push the pile. They want to impose their will on their opponent. 3rd down and 1 upcoming.
It's a big 3rd down. I mean, if you're Winston-Salem State in a 4-minute situation, you get a first down here, you can eat some more clock, try to get some points, keep that Tuskegee offense on the sideline.
3rd and 1. Flag comes in, and a false start. So how many times have we seen this in good down and distance situations? just one member of the offensive line, the entire offensive line getting credited with that false start. So now you get in 3rd down and 6. Depending on how opportunistic Winston-Salem is going to be, they might have 2 downs here. You see in this second quarter, 94 total yards for Winston-Salem State compared to 16 for Tuskegee. They got pressure potentially looming. It comes, it's picked up. Dalen Lee pumps, will run, and Lee diving forward. But it looks to be short.
Well, you'll see here, I mean, he went with his first read. Pocket collapse. I thought he did a fine job keeping his eyes downfield. You'd like to see him probably slide there, but I think he might. They may have to measure this one.
You see,
they say he's short.
Coach Massey leaving his offense out there right now. Play clock is at 10. 4 of 7 on 4th down last season. Lee keeps, and Dalen Lee picks up the first down. And you see how excited he is. Needed 1, got 3.
Just old triple option football, man. Little zone to the right here. Read the end. You pull if he crashes. That's a great disciplined play there by Antonio Knight Jr. making that tackle in space, even though he got the first down. But he could have been gone if he would have went the other way with his eyes in the wrong place. Great defense. That's just great football all around.
So on 1st down, it's a handoff. And no gain on 1st down. Timothy Ruff, nowhere for him to go. Jaquan Kimber making the tackle. So Jaquan Kelly is going to come in. 5th year. He's from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, but played prior at UNC Pembroke. And now we'll have our 2-minute timeout. So Tuskegee sending hymnals right now as they get ready for this big moment. 7-3, Winston-Salem in front. At halftime on ESPN Plus, we will bring you coverage of both band performances, Winston-Salem State's Red Sea of Sound and Tuskegee's Marching Crimson Pipers. Of course, the Red Sea of Sound, the band that was originally called the Marching Rams before adopting their new name in 2007, were in the Honda. Battled the band several times, most recently in 2017. And they're going to have this crowd rocking at the Cramton Bowl here in Montgomery, Alabama.
That's going to be a great show, buddy.
6 plays for Winston-Salem State up to this point, all on the ground. 2nd down and 10 for the Rams. Another run. What would you expect? And Jaquan Kelly almost breaks one. Goes down after 12 yards, but Jaquan Kimber, an important tackle.
That was a good job of that right side of the line, opening up that hole. It's a good play call, too. You can tell they schemed that one up. You get the orbit motion with the slot behind the line and run it back to the weak side when they changed the run support by the defense. That was excellent.
Kelly, known as an important get for this team. Coaches really believe in him. Stays in at running back. Slot to the right is Jaden Grimes. Lee looking the other way, and he finds a key target. Devontae DeLoach, the senior from Greensboro, goes for 14.
In a 2-minute situation here, they're lining up fast. That was a pre-snap read. That was going to be a quick slant there, but he could have went the other way too. It's a good call. Good ball placement.
So after multiple runs in a row, defense a little softened. Clock goes under a minute. And Winston-Salem State looking for their 2nd touchdown of the day. Pressure is picked up. Dalen Lee spinning. The pocket collapsed quickly after the initial pressure was picked up. Messiah Wells, the senior from Jacksonville, with the sack, a 3-yard loss. Now a timeout taken by Winston-Salem State.
Well, Tuskegee played man-to-man coverage there. That's why no one was open. That was a good blitz pickup there by Jaquan Kelly. Good coverage on the back end by Tuskegee, though. And right now, clock management is at a premium. One timeout, 43 seconds here. Still can run the football. Could also take a shot. So you got 2 downs to really figure it out.
Well, we're very excited about this on the ESPN app.
Oh, man.
Multi-boot action. Plenty of things you can do on the new ESPN app. Be sure to take a look. Second down and long after the sack. And Marcus, what do you think Coach Massey wants to see here?
Well, he wants them to protect the football. They're in a scoring position. Be smart. You don't need any penalties to back you up. Make the right read.
Throw is to the end zone, and it's out of the reach of his intended target, Dwayne Johnson. The ball falling incomplete. Wasn't bad coverage.
No, it wasn't. I mean, but that ball is designed to go high and outside for Lee, whether it's out of bounds or your guy catches it. I like to call to take a shot like that, but that was great coverage.
Quincy Crawford was there in coverage. It's third down and long. 38 seconds remaining.
I think we're in 4-down territory, depending on how many yards they get here. Look for them to work, maybe across the middle.
Talk about going across the middle, and it's Deloach with the drop. Marcus, you called it, and it was there. But Deloach could not bring it in. 4th down.
Yeah. That's unfortunate because he probably would have scored a touchdown here. They spreaded him out. You see only one linebacker in the box there. That's Kimber, number 3. So when you run across the middle, it's going to be some open passing lanes right around the hash. You know, safeties drop out of there to protect the end zone. It's a good call. He just didn't execute.
So Gilberto Lorenzana, 34-yard field goal. Ball is up, and it is good. And Winston-Salem State now with 10 points. For Winston-Salem State, they've had so many opportunities. They're happy to get points there. But Marcus, for this Rams side, when they go into the locker room, what do you think the coaches are going to be discussing?
Well, I tell you what, for the Rams, they're going to talk about how well they're playing defensively. But they missed some opportunities in the red zone, possibly being up maybe 3 scores at least if they could have been able to get touchdowns instead of field goals, protecting the football. And I think on the flip side, Coach James is going to tell us guys are missing opportunities. I mean, saw Beal started off red hot, a lot of completions, and then not so hot in the second quarter. But they dropped a lot of balls and missed an opportunities.
Devin Cooper and Jaquil Rouser are back to receive. You see Aaron James just talking with his quarterback. Do have a timeout. And depending on this return, could have a chance to add to their score.
I think another topic of discussion will be the penalties. You don't want to beat yourself. It's hard enough to win and score. Both defenses are playing well, but you also don't want to take points off the board or lose field positions with selfish penalties.
Ball's going to dribble up. And it's finally taken in. All the way just close to the 30-yard line. Now we'll see with the ball at the 28 after the return from Ronaldo Spivey Jr. If Coach Aaron James wants to try something here. Here are the numbers for Raekwon Beal today. Let's have the interception.
With only one timeout, though, you don't have to try to force anything too much. Look for them to work the sideline. You'll see probably to the top of your screen that soft coverage. If they do decide to throw the ball, it will be short and outside, but they could just run it and get out of here.
They do run. Short gain from Ronaldo Spivey Jr. Pickup of 2. And with the clock churning, we will see if that is the final play of the quarter. Tuskegee is going to the locker room. So, after one half of play in this Red Tails Classic, Winston-Salem State leading 10-3 on top of Tuskegee. A long touchdown pass by Dalen Lee to Jahari Mitchell. Jahari and Dalen going to the same high school. Tuskegee will get the ball. And Dalen going to the same high school. Tuskegee will get the ball in the second half. And Dalen going to the same high school. Tuskegee will get the ball in the second half. Winston-Salem leading 10-3. We'll take a break. Get to halftime. It's been a firesome first half. Winston-Salem State has one big play. Dalen Lee has been key. We'll be back for more after this. Welcome back to the Red Tails Classic here in Montgomery, Alabama. Winston-Salem State and Tuskegee battling it out. The Rams in front of the Golden Tigers, 10-3 as we get ready for the third quarter. Hello, family. I'm James Haddon. With me is Marcus Ray, the former Michigan Wolverine. And Marcus, if you look at things glass half full for both teams, the plays have been there. Now, if the execution is there in the second half, we'll have a big-time game.
Well, there were a lot of missed opportunities, but they did make a lot of plays on both sides of the ball for both teams. And when you look at the red zone, missed field goals, blocked extra points and field goals and things like that, it's just a matter of playing clean football and making those adjustments. As we take a look here in the first half, start off with a turnover right there. Williams lost the football, but then turn around, they get a blocked field goal right there.
Jalen Norris got his hands up to block that. That was the pick that you love from Terrell Chance, earned the turnover chain, and it turned into this big-time touchdown. Jahari Mitchell almost bobbled it, almost dropped it, but he was able to bring it in for the score. Then Winston-Salem State, they couldn't add a field goal late in the matchup, and then another interception, this one for Tuskegee.
Yeah, Antonio Knight, he went up high for the football. I know Lee wanted that throwback. So you see both teams, the plays have been there, and what we didn't show you is the drop passes that we've seen on both sides of the ball, and there have been a ton of penalties too. So the special teams, offense, and defense, a lot of cleaning up that needs to happen. We'll see if they make those adjustments.
Here are our first half stats. You see Tuskegee with 100 rushing yards, 96 passing yards, but you mentioned all of those drop passes that didn't turn into points. And if it was based on what they did in regards to yardage, they should be up by one or two more scores.
Yeah, they should. They have some missed opportunities, but they've been very balanced offensively, as you see 100 yards rushing, 96 in the pass game. I'd like to see Tuskegee run the ball a little bit better, or they're going to have to open up the short passing game.
So Tuskegee will receive in the second half as they try to knot this matchup up. It's taken in by Kahil Rouser. Rouser trying to get this crowd riled up. An excellent return. Rouser goes for 28 yards on the return. And now Raekwon Beal back to work. Completed just 8 passes for 65 yards. Had the interception to Terrell Chance. And in the fall, his coaching staff talked about his calmness and coolness. And that's what he's going to try to bring here to the second half. And they started him out with a couple of swing passes, some easy throws. Have that expectation for them to see that here in the second half as well.
I thought he did a fine job reading the defense, pushing the ball vertical. Obviously, they had some drops. He scrambled a few times, too.
A little pitch off the left side. And Johnny Morris with a nice pickup. And a first down, pickup of 10 on their first play of scrimmage. Now man down for Winston-Salem State. So the first play of scrimmage in this second half. Winston-Salem State has an injury, and that's a key man, Jamison Alston. Alston, the senior from Fayetteville, North Carolina, transfer from St. Augustine. And last season, he was a part of the State. It was he, Justin Fleming, Kamar Kyle, and Alston was the holdover because Fleming and Kyle came in the first recruiting class under Coach Massey. And with Alston as a returner, he was pegged to be a leader for Winston-Salem State. Great to see him up and able to walk off under his own power. Led the team with 57 tackles last season.
Yeah, he's very disruptive and productive. 57 tackles, as you mentioned, 3 sacks. He gets in that backfield, interception. He's a sideline-to-sideline player. It's good to see him walking off on his own accord.
So for Tuskegee, that last pickup of 10, their first rush of 10 or more yards today. Fresh set of downs from their own 48. First possession of the second half. Beal, easy throw out of the backfield. It's Ronaldo Spivey, the transfer from Oregon. And he has a nice gain on first down of 5. Spivey, who went to Oregon as a walk-on, did not play his freshman year because he tore his ACL. It took him some time to get back, but the coaching staff is happy to have him here because he has the speed. He had more than 2,000 yards playing in the state of Georgia at Archer High School. Now it's second down.
I like that last play call because when you get it to a guy in space like Spivey, all you ask him to do is make one person miss, and it's a positive play.
Plus territory. It's Spivey up the middle. He's pushing the pile, and then he stood up after a gain of 3. So a manageable situation right now for Tuskegee. Neither team has picked up a first down on third down to date. So the Golden Tigers trying to be the first.
32. It's only a one-score ball game, and for them to get the ball, Tuskegee to get the ball to start it off, flip the field on this first drive, very positive momentum so far. They're protecting their defense. I think they really need to get this first down to keep the momentum going.
A fake. It's Beal who picks it up, and after starting 0 for 6 on third down, the Golden Tigers pick up 6 for a first down. Terrell Chance with the tackle.
I like that play call. That's called a power read. So you'll get a guard wrapping from the backside, and he can either keep it or he can pitch that football. Earlier in the series, he pitched it. That time he kept it. Great execution.
Harry Williams, the offensive coordinator, dialing it up and wanting Raekwon Beal to keep things simple. Play within the game plan, and success is imminent. First down from the Winston-Salem State 38. Quick throw, catch made, and a nice move on the outside by the freshman, Preston Parker. He picks up 8.
That's a pre-snap read. If he likes that situation where there's an open 5-yard hitch, he's going to throw it, even if it's a run play. You'll see he just knew exactly where he was going with the football. Beal did. When you see corners playing off 7, 8, 9 yards, those receivers are going to break that route off.
Yestrian Brown made the tackle for Winston-Salem State, but second down and 2. Pressure is picked up, so Beal throwing deep. Ball falls incomplete, but a penalty. 2 flags come in. One came in late. E.J. Hall was the intended wide receiver. This might be on the secondary of Winston-Salem State.
I like taking a shot from this area on 2nd and short. James, that's called a waste down. It means you got it down to waste because you got 2 more to get the first down if you decide to go for it on 4th down. It's a good call there.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Holding, defense number 20. That penalty decline. Holding, defense number 2. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Some yellow defensive holding there with the balls in the air. He actually was in phase. Zaire Colin, in phase means you're hip to hip. And anytime you're hip to hip, now you're in a position to look up and play the football.
Ronaldo Spivey on the run after the penalty on Jaquan Kelly. And nice pickup on first down of 2. You see the offense for Tuskegee on this drive alone. They had just 18 yards in the 2nd quarter, more than 40 on this drive already in the red zone. Not in any hurry right now. Excellent pitch and catch. Staying on his feet for 6 is the freshman Preston Parker. 18 yards for the touchdown.
Excellent call by offensive coordinator Harry Williams. That was a check with me, James. They lined up, saw the defensive set, got the call from the booth. That was an RPO. That was a run play. Watch the lineman downfield, but he had the option of pulling that ball and throwing a slant right to the grass when he saw man-to-man. That's great execution of that RPO offense.
An excellent drive out of the halftime break. Marched right down the field. Did Tuskegee. Lorcan Ryans with the extra point. It is good. And the Golden Tigers tie things up here with 10:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 7 plays, 62 yards in this pitch and catch between Raekwon Beal and Preston Parker.
If you want the real deal, you
PO to their advantage.
Yeah, they did right there. They start off with a toss sweep. They took advantage of the short throw from the pre-snap read. You see the young fella Parker making a play, scores a touchdown right here. And what they're doing is they're calling a run play, and Beal is making a decision whether he wants to hand it off or throw it to one of his receivers on a quick route. And he's doing a fine job on that offense as you look at the scoring drive. 7 plays, 62 yards. Best drive of the evening for Tuskegee.
Just like in fall camp, Raekwon Beal running the offense to perfection. Ball is dropped by Khalil Eason after the scoop, trying to break loose. And Eason makes something out of nothing. 2 flags come in after Eason did a good job of racing down the sideline. The return is for 25 yards, and we'll wait on the penalty.
During the return, holding, return team number 24. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Winston-Salem.
Josiah Alexander called for the penalty, but again, Eason making a play, although it was for naught, still doing his best.
You see right there to the left of your screen, there was a block in the back, some holding. It's tough, though, on a return like that because you don't know if he's going to field the ball clean or not, and it makes you very, very hesitant when you're returning your blocks.
See Dalen Lee in the first half, and the long touchdown of 50 yards. Now going to the air, shakes past one tackle, but can't shake past the cavalry. A sack. Devin Irving was there well as Messiah Wells, a loss of 4.
That's a situation where you'll see the RPO fail you when that's a run play. Lineman downfield, he either could have handed it off, but they took away the short ball. It has to come out quick. Lee just wasn't able to make the right decision. Nice job by that defense. Get some penetration. When they play run first, they're going to get in that backfield, so you have to get rid of the football.
Messiah Wells, the senior from Jacksonville, Florida, preseason second team all SIAC. Now on second down and long, it's a run. TJ Ruff tramples forward for just 2. Third down and long upcoming for Winston-Salem State. We saw Tuskegee pick up their first down on third down on their last drive. It led to a score. Winston-Salem State still has not picked up a first down. They're 0 for 7 on third down today.
Nice job by Kimber, middle linebacker, number 3. Very athletic kid, a lot of field awareness.
O.C. Williams, the defensive coordinator for Tuskegee, trying to dial something up on this first drive of the second half for Winston-Salem State. Drop out of the A-gap pressure. Lee out of the pocket, nowhere to go, so he has to run, and he takes it to the 25. Brought down by DeMarcus Wynn from Ramsey High School, about 2 hours away in Birmingham. 8-yard run, but it's 4th down. And Winston-Salem State still 0 for on third down today.
Secondary stayed with their guys. They were playing soft, cover 4 guys deep. Linebackers dropping to the sticks, nowhere to go with the football. At time, Lee had to just take what they gave him. It's a good stop for the defense.
E.J. Hall back to receive. Christian Brown ready to punt it away for Winston-Salem State. Now flags fly.
False start. Offense number 36. 5-yard penalty remains 4th down.
This was the worst starting field position for Winston-Salem State all day. It gets a little worse here on this punt. But they don't want to give Tuskegee any more breathing room after what they put on the field on their last drive. Brown gets it away. E.J. Hall makes the fair catch in plus territory. So a short field for Tuskegee as the Golden Tigers roaring here at home. 27-yard punt, no return.
Any questions?
Brothers, brother in Oklahoma, pulled it off.
Beal, an easy throw to Preston Parker, and he is completely reamed. First drop of the day for Preston Parker. Christian Lyons was the one doing the crushing.
That was a good pass drop there by Christian Lyons. Good open field tackle. Eyes on the football. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of...
Don't want to see that from David Eldridge. Raekwon Beal was the recipient of the shove. That's something that we have to watch. We did have 2 unnecessary roughness penalties in the first half. New running back in. Desmond Leverett. Now it's Beal on play action. Throws to the outside. A long throw, but it's made and hit right at the line to gain was Ian Nation. An excellent pickup of the blitz to give this play a chance.
Well, he had all day. That's a good, clean pocket off the play action. Give Leverett some credit. Anytime you're a pass protector at running back, that helps your quarterback out. Nice job going through his progressions there by Beal, finding the check down, turning something into nothing. That's a very positive play.
It was Terrell Chance who stopped Nation a yard short after the pickup of 9. So 3rd down and 1. Clock runs under 7 minutes here in this second half. Tuskegee scored on their last drive. First down is picked up by Desmond Leverett. Right up the gut. Pickup of 3.
Straight downhill, 12 personnel, which is 1 back, 2 tight ends. A very balanced look. It's tough as a defense to try to stop that play from with two tight ends on the line of scrimmage. It's a good play call, just downhill running.
The junior from Roswell, Georgia. He was preseason second team in the SIAC. So you have a former Oregon running back. You have Johnny Morris. And now Desmond Leverett is the man toting the rock. Pressure comes, quick throw. And now this offense is starting to hum for Tuskegee. Gregory King Jr., the safety valve, with a catch for 9 yards.
That was excellent execution there. Just watch the wing back to the left, block first, 84. King Jr., he blocked first, so it gives you a run read, and he released all by himself.
So whatever the discussion was at halftime, Tuskegee has taken to it. Aaron James, the head coach, the offensive coordinator, Harry Williams, dialing things up really well right now. It's Leverett who hits the hole and picks up another first down for Tuskegee. A pickup of 4.
Tuskegee's doing a fine job offensively. I mean, they're in a rhythm. They just didn't play very clean. They missed some opportunities in the first half in the passing game. See, Coach Aaron James, they made some big-time adjustments. Going to the 2 tight end package, RPO stuff, but they're running downhill. That's the power game.
Well, LeBron Merriweather, the center, lost his helmet on the last play, so a new center is in. Aaron James, in this second half, his team is taking to the halftime speech, but now a timeout is taken by Tuskegee, their first of the half, and they'll talk this over as they once again are working their way right down the field against Winston-Salem State. Up at 10 apiece in this Red Tails Classic at the Cramton Bowl. We talk about the history of the Red Tails, but this Cramton Bowl has a lot of history as well, whether it's been Auburn and Alabama home football games. This also used to be a baseball stadium where Negro League games were played. So we talk so much about history. This building is historical as well.
Look at that blue-gray football classic. I mean, we're going way back, 90 years, almost 100 years. First night football game in the South. A very historic landmark, beautiful facility. A lot of history, tradition. A lot of great football players played on the same field.
We talk about playing under the lights. Tuskegee will play under the lights for the first time in their football's history next week versus Central State. Now, a throw behind the line. Catch is made by Rouser, and he races forward past the 20 to about the 18. A pickup of 4. And out of the break, these have just been easy pitch and catch type of throws. Harry Williams not making things too difficult for Raekwon Beal. He's making the right reads.
Definitely making the right reads. I really love the flare pass, quick screen.
Christian Lyons, who had a big hit earlier, trying to watch and figure out what Tuskegee has been able to do in this second half. They had just less than 20 yards of offense in the second quarter. Now they're working their magic. And a somersault by Rouser. Did that ball come out in the air is the question. It's a pickup of 8. He was airborne.
Yeah, they're saying he's down. The line judge.
Right now, the call on the field, as you said, Marcus, is Tuskegee football. Let's take a look at this again. Simeon Burke made the tackle along with Evan Powell.
Oh, somersault. Yeah, he was down.
So Winston-Salem State will call the timeouts simply because Tuskegee has figured something out on offense. 3:26 remaining in this quarter, and we're tied at 10 apiece. Tuskegee on their first drive of the third quarter marched right down the field. Raekwon Beal and Preston Parker hooked up for a touchdown, and things have looked very similar here on the second drive.
Well, what you're seeing offensively from Tuskegee is they're bringing everybody close to the line of scrimmage with these tight wide receiver sets to run outside. Just like you saw on that play there. You've seen the toss sweep. You've seen the quarterback trying to read it. Some teams try to spread you out, James, to run up the middle. As you see the total yards, it's been a totally different situation from what they had going on in the first half versus this quarter.
89 yards in the third quarter. We still have 3:26 remaining. Tuskegee has been in the red zone 4 times today. They kicked a field goal, had a field goal blocked, and they scored a touchdown the last time they were here. They're hoping to retake the lead in this Red Tails Classic. Tuskegee has championship aspirations. Their head coach won an HBCU national championship back in 2000, an undefeated season. Harry Williams, the offensive coordinator, a part of the heyday, played with Aaron James here at Tuskegee. They want to bring their alma mater back to success. Johnny Morris on the totes, squeezing forward. Then Morris is hit hard by Evan Powell, the freshman. Pick up a 4.
This offense is in a rhythm. What I mean by that is run and pass, and the defense is now guessing. You start guessing and you start blitzing and taking shots, taking some chances. But I think they really figured out after that first half where the run gaps are going to be and where the open spaces are in the pass game, and they're using different formations. As you see, a very tight look right there. They're using different formations to get leverage to get outside.
Second down and goal. All at the 6 of Winston-Salem State. Raekwon Beal back to throw. Pressure right up the middle. So Beal throws it incomplete. So Christopher Brown and Khalil Simpson both providing pressure.
You'll see they released all 5. Both tight ends, both receivers, and the quarterback and the running back. There's not a lot of time for the quarterback with a 5-man protection to set his feet and make the throw.
This will be the 10th play of the drive. You see how things have been different in this quarter in comparison to the first half. On third down, down and goal from the 6. More pressure. It's picked up. Throws to the end zone. Once again, an excellent pitch and catch. Touchdown, Tuskegee.
They got the matchup they wanted. That's a big-time goal line red zone route, just a corner route by the slot. And you see man-to-man. That is a route you'll see, whether it's a slot fade, but they want to get to the back corner of the end zone. It's a great call. Good protection. They picked up the blitz. Obvious man-to-man, and just it's always a hard guard when you got safety covering those slot receivers.
So Rashad Wilson Jr., welcome to the party. Back-to-back touchdown drives for Tuskegee. And you see Raekwon Beal, he's feeling it now. 2 touchdown passes for Beal, the senior from Detroit, Michigan.
Just great touch pass, high and outside, over the shoulder. It's hard to stop that. It's Christian Lyons. Plays that Sam linebacker, which is essentially a nickel back. They call it a star. That's the matchup you want, though, if you're on offense.
And you have to believe that at halftime, Aaron James, a quarterback in his right, in his day, had a conversation with his quarterback about what they need to see in this second half. You're the leader of the team. It starts with you, and we've seen it from Raekwon Beal in the second half.
Yeah, Beal, I think after he calmed down, after the turnover, the interception, he threw the chance, saw Aaron James tell him, hey, you don't have to force it. And right now, he's just taking what the defense is giving him, and he's executing.
So a touchback. Winston-Salem State will have it from their 25. Now out trots Dalen Lee. He's the quarterback in his third year, and it's his turn to answer what he's seen from Raekwon Beal in this second half.
Well, the sky isn't falling. I mean, we're talking about a 17-10 game, 2 minutes left in the third quarter. But I'll tell you right now, I think this drive is important because Tuskegee has all the momentum. Winston-Salem State needs to get some field position. They need to get in some type of rhythm and figure out what their identity is going to be in the second half. Because right now, this Tuskegee defense also has them figured out.
Last year, 3-1 in one-score games. They learned from being 0 for 4 in one-score games in 2023. This one's shaping up really good right now. Run play on first down. Jaquan Kelly really nowhere to go. Now things are going to be complimentary for Tuskegee. Offensively, they've scored a couple touchdowns. The defense wanting to rile themselves up as well.
I think for the Rams, though, a little play action wouldn't hurt. I think that was kind of obvious they were going to run the ball on first down, but this defensive line is really clogging all the run gaps, and they're using a 3-man front to do it. A very popular defensive front. You'll see now at 3-3 stack with 5 defensive backs.
Lee going deep, has a man, and guess who had the touchdown? Jahari Mitchell comes up big with this explosive play into Tuskegee territory. A pickup of 34.
Shelby High School's own. Proud of this young man. That's a cover 4 beater where you run an inside post to get the safety out the middle. And you'll see right there, you can't play outside leverage in cover 4 if you're a cornerback because you're giving up that inside with no help.
So he beat Quincy Crawford on that play. Now a run to Jaquan Kelly. Steps through a tackle, and Kelly showing sweet feet as he picks up 7.
Sweet feet. Tell you what, man, he tap danced his way up out of that one. That was a missed tackle by the defense, but a great call on the offense. He's one man away from going right there. They're really high on Kelly. He's a physical runner. Obviously, they had a lot of production at that position. They were going to do it by committee. Right now, he's the guy.
Best game last year was 116 yards and 2 TDs versus West Virginia Wesleyan. Kelly gets it again around the bend, and he's close to and does pick up the first down for Winston-Salem State. Devin Irving Jr. pushed him out. We talk about the answer. Winston-Salem State now drawing things up and executing at a high level right now.
Yeah, that was an outside zone play, and one thing they did is they lined up their H-back tight end in one spot to get the defense lined up, motioned them, got the numbers, and ran it outside. That was a good call.
It's the end of the quarter. We expected things to be tight. And Tuskegee, back-to-back touchdowns. Winston-Salem State trying to answer. Welcome back to the Red Tails Classic, 5th annual Red Tails Classic here in Montgomery, Alabama. Tuskegee in front, 17-10 after 2 scores in the third quarter. But Winston-Salem State trying to walk them down here in this fourth quarter. James Hadnut with Marcus Ray, our fantastic ESPN crew. Here's Winston-Salem State in that third quarter, just 53 yards. Tuskegee found a rhythm, scoring those 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdown passes from Raekwon Beal. It's a first down in plus territory for Winston-Salem State. Dalen Lee off the pump, has a man, catch is made, touchdown, just like that. 18 plus yards, 28 total, and it's Jaden Grimes.
We got a penalty, though. We'll find out what the call is, but once we run that replay, I'll take exactly what happened over there.
So penalty.
Holding.
On the play.
Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Austin Pittman called
first down
for the penalty, and that wipes away the touchdown. It was a great start to the fourth, but it is all for naught.
So you'll see the center right in the middle of the screen, big fella Pittman. Got some jersey right there, tugging on the jersey on the shoulder, and thing is, took away a touchdown, and the quarterback wasn't even under duress, but that was actually a fake screen on the outside and a slot fade right up the sideline. And we call it a fire play. It's smoke when you throw it outside. When you fake it, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Dalen Lee sets up the screen. Jaquan Kelly trying to work his way forward. First down and 20 to pick up a 5 for Kelly. And it's been running back by committee. We've seen Jaquan Kelly. We've seen TJ Ruff and Noah Marshall. It's still a moment now for Winston-Salem State down by the touchdown. It was 14 unanswered for Tuskegee in the third quarter.
I think right now, if you're on the 33.5-yard line, second and long, try to get half of it on second down and see where you are so you can set yourself up for the field goal attempt if you don't get the first down.
Dalen Lee stepping up, and Lee almost tried to scoop it forward, and he tucked it. That's Tuskegee's front there. Caleb Harrell leading the charge.
That was good coverage on the back end. There was nowhere to go with the football at time. The defensive line had a lot of penetration.
This has been the strugglesome down on the day. 0 for 8 on third down are the Rams, and this one's not going to be an easy one to pick up. Third down and 16.
Want to see long yardage defense here by Tuskegee. They're on a drop back, probably drop 8. Play the sticks.
Dalen Lee scooting, has a man open. Deloach stays in. Touchdown, Devontae Deloach, 34 yards. What an answer from Winston-Salem State.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You'll see here, nice job moving his feet. But they ran that wheel route again, that switch where the inside guy goes outside and the outside goes inside. What a great acrobatic move at the end, too.
Lorenzana for the extra point. It's up and good, and we are square at 17. 2 passes of 34 yards on that drive alone. This is the big one. Dalen Lee to Devontae Deloach.
The Red Tails Classic is brought to you by the Big Dill Mill at Sonic. Made with Grillo's Pickles. Live free. Eat Sonic.
And welcome back to the Red Tails Classic. Let's draw this one up here. They've been running it all night. It's just a switch wheel route, and you'll see the inside slot receiver. He keeps running that, and then you get the post route in the corner, and the corner keeps going with them, and it's been a play that they've been running all night. It's third and long. Just watch the defensive backs. So you'll see that switch route right there, and they're supposed to pass that off. See the safety's there late. Antonio Knight Jr., he's too late on that, but it's just a switch release, something Tennessee runs well. Josh Heupel and them guys make it a staple at Tennessee, but they're running it all over. But that's what you run on long yardage, just to test the backs are going to play with good eye discipline.
Glenn Reese, the offensive coordinator for Winston-Salem State, as you said, has been dialing that up all night. Jaden Grimes dropped a touchdown on a similar play earlier, but Devontae Deloach did not drop his opportunity. And we are tied at 17 apiece. And this short kick, it'll bounce up. taken in by Ronaldo Spivey Jr. Trying to set up some blockers, and Spivey Jr. takes this past the 35 to the 36, an 11-yard return. And interesting there, Marcus, on that kick. Why do you think they kicked it in that fashion here at this point of the game?
Well, they didn't want to take the chance of that kick being returned. Also, they tried to surprise Tuskegee, catch them off guard, see if you can get a recovery. It's going to be interesting to see. We had an excellent chess match going. Both teams made some adjustments. As you take a look at Beal's numbers, 15 to 29, not very much through the air. Still has 2 touchdowns, though, and 1 turnover.
7 for 9 in this second half with 2 touchdowns after going 8 for 20 in the first. Quick throw this time. Catch is made by E.J. Hall, his first reception of the day. The transfer from Troy, and Hall picks up 9. Those two have been really handling business in practice. The coaches believe that that's going to be a big tandem as the season goes on. Now 2nd down and 1. Jamison Alston resetting the line. So Raekwon Beal looks to his coordinator. Zena Moba, the second in at running back. Another pass, a pump for Beal. He's looking deep, and going up for it was E.J. Hall. He could not bring it down. Coverage by Chancellor Smith, the freshman.
See, that's a setup play. Watch the double move. I like how he went up to get it, though. He was a great athlete in high school, 2-time state champion in the long jump. See the hops. It's hard to catch that in traffic, but he did get 2 hands on it. They set him up with that, with the hitch. 5-yard little stop route. Then he ran a stop and go. Good defense.
Third down and 1. This fourth quarter. Tuskegee trying to answer the touchdown drive of Winston-Salem State. It's Moba, the second, and maybe got just enough. Fell forward for 2, needing 1, and a first down for Tuskegee.
That was a good run. It was designed to hit to the right side. He bounced it. Defensive front created a wall there. All you needed was 2. All you needed was 1, and you got 2.
Championship moments. Both of these teams have the aspirations to win in their respective leagues. It's an SIAC versus CIAA showdown. Tuskegee out of the SIAC finished 5th last year. Off this pitch, Mulva the second gets to the edge. And Jamison Alston makes the tackle, a 5-yard pickup for Mulva the second.
We saw a good burst there from Alston. Down early. Watch the block, though, by Jermaine Hardy Jr., number 4, right here with the crack. Pow, right there. It's great effort. If you're going to run outside, your receivers have to be able to block. It doesn't matter if it's a quick screen, a flare pass, anything outside, those on the perimeter, those guys really have to latch on and be physical.
On 2nd down and 6. All play action. A little screen off the left side. And Ian Nation. Nice pickup, close to a first down. Short by a yard. There's a player down. It's Christopher McCorkle.
Yeah. They're sticking with that quick screen on the outside, trying to get the ball in space. And McCorkle actually got off a block, though, and tried to make that play.
McCorkle being picked up by the training staff. The junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He went to Walkertown High School in Winston-Salem. Able to jog off the field under his own power. Great to see. And now it's 3rd down and 1 for this Tuskegee offense. First half, they could not pick up a 3rd down. Here in the second half, they haven't missed on 3rd down. They're 4 for 4.
Short yardage, 3rd and 1. It's 4-down territory. Depending on if you get it, look at the 3rd down conversions. What a difference, though. 0 of 6 in the first half, James. Now 4 of 4.
The time is now for Tuskegee. Trying to eat up this clock here in the 4th quarter and retake the lead from the pistol. Beal hands off to Moba the second, and he muscles his way forward for a 1st down to the 40. They pick up a 4 for Zena Moba the second, and this junior from Atlanta, Georgia, has taken up and picked up tough yards.
It was a good call, just downhill, smash mouth football. They're 4 for 4 because they've been in 3rd and very manageable, too. They haven't been in long yards. They haven't had any really relatively negative plays. They haven't been behind the sticks.
Eating up a good amount of clock here on this drive as we were just getting started in the 4th quarter. It's Moba the second, disappears in the line. When you talk about tough yards, smash mouth football, those aren't easy yards, but they're necessary as he picks up 1. So Moba the second. Last year, just
clock has been running down. I mean, they've ran a few plays and they've got some things off, but overall the offensive rhythm has definitely changed.
Michael Franklin played in just 6 games last year. He's has the ability as a runner, had 99 yards rushing versus Santa Ana, but also the ability as a passer, 195 yards and 2 TDs versus LA Valley. But this is not junior college. This is the Red Tails Classic. And Franklin trying to step up. Has 5 wide at his disposal here on 3rd down and goal from the 6. Again, perfect on 3rd down today are the Golden Tigers. Franklin looking to throw, rolls, pumps, sheds a tackle, and he stopped short. Flag comes in late, but Franklin stopped short at the 2.
That was good coverage there. And Franklin tried to make something happen. Looked like he was about to get in the end zone for a quick second.
He showed a lot of heart as he shed 1 tackle.
Holding. Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains 3rd down.
Ivan Williams picks up this hold, and the penalty is taken as Michael Franklin worked hard trying to get to the end zone.
Well, when a quarterback scrambles, as you take a look at the big fella Williams, the defense is going to go where the quarterback's scrambling. And as an offensive lineman, you don't know that. So you want to keep the guy in front of you, but you find yourself grabbing some cloth if you're engaged and someone's trying to get away from you.
So Winston-Salem State, rather than taking 4th down and declining the penalty, take the penalty, and Tuskegee now with a late play clock once again. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Is Franklin going to get this off? Just does. On 3rd down and goal, the throw is made, catch is made as well. Ian Nation with the reception of 4 yards, but he's well short. And Evan Powell came in to make the tackle. A chance for Tuskegee to kick a field goal and take the lead, but that's a win for Winston-Salem State.
He ate up a lot of clock on this drive. I think that's a win for the defense as far as not giving up a touchdown here. And as we know, field goals have not been automatic in this game.
Working Ryans from 29 yards. Kick is up, and it is through. There is a flag, however. Ryans the returner.
Offside. Defense number 35 in the neutral zone at the snap. That penalty declined. Field goal is good.
Marcus Marcus Pendleton was in the neutral zone. They declined the penalty, and that drive, 14 plays, 52 yards, elapsed 7 minutes and 48 seconds, and a field goal gives Tuskegee the lead. Coach Massey, a defender at heart, all new ESPN app. We talk about Pro Bowlers that Bill Belichick coached. You know one of those guys.
Oh, Ty Law. Tell you what, man. You thought I was going to say Tom Brady.
That's what I set you up for.
Everybody wants to talk about no, I was just playing, man. All those guys were great, man. Coach Belichick, one of the greatest to ever do it, man. It's good to see him back on the sidelines at the college level.
Eason thought about taking it out, but it'll be a touchback. And ball will be at the 25-yard line. There is a flag late. Whoever this is on is going to be big either way. We've seen some chippiness in this matchup, but at this point of the game where field position is everything, see who receives this penalty.
Yeah, we've seen penalties, consecutive penalties on the last 5 or 6 plays, whether it was special teams, offense, defense.
Still waiting for Drew Ford, talking with Coach Massey. Still, nothing has come from the penalty as the conversation continues between Robert Massey and our referee, Drew Ford. Now it looks like we're about to get a call.
Offside, kicking team. 5-yard penalty would be added to the enforcement spot. First down, Winston-Salem.
So offside on the kickoff. Tuskegee moves the ball from the 25 to the 30. Let's take a look at the penalty.
Right at the bottom of your screen there.
.5:15 remaining. Dalen Lee and Winston-Salem State down by a field goal. Tuskegee has scored on all 3 of their drives today. Winston-Salem State trying to answer and take this Red Tails Classic. Early handoff, and TJ Ruff takes it for 3 yards. Winston-Salem State last year was 3-1 in one-score games. Their only loss was to North Carolina A&T in overtime, a Division I team. But in all 3 of their D2 matchups that were decided by one possession, they were victorious. That is the situation they find themselves in right now. And Dalen Lee is at the controls. Second down and 7 for the Rams. Deloach goes in motion. Lee's going to keep it. Evades 2 tackles and makes something out of nothing. Picks up 2 yards. Could have been dropped for a loss. Clock runs under 4:20, but Dalen Lee doing something here.
Yeah, just a little triple option football. He decided to keep that. I thought he should have handed that one off. And I'll tell you what, the run lane was there. The defense responded. They had everything covered on the outside, but he was able to make something out of nothing.
Quan Kimber made the tackle. Now, Winston-Salem State needing a first down. They're 1 for 9 on 3rd down today. Six-man come. Lee has to throw quickly, and the pressure gets home, and the ball falls incomplete. Just see O.C. Williams, the defensive coordinator, drawing it up. And Winston-Salem State will have to punt.
You'll see this blitz here by Tuskegee. A lot of pressure off the edge there from Javion Miller, number 26, beating the right tackle, Elijah Gordon. But that's a big stop. I mean, the ball has to come out quick when there's a blitz. The timing of that route was off. It's a big stop. Now their defense is going to have to get the ball back quick, or they're going to have to burn their timeouts.
5th 3 and out. Ball is away. E.J. Hall makes the fair catch from the 35, a 30-yard punt, and had lots of ups.
I don't think any of these should have been a surprise, though, because LSU thinks very good football team. Ohio State is always going to be Ohio State. But I tell you what, Alex Golesh, South Florida, you got to watch those Bulls, man. Boise State just didn't look the same, playoff team from a year ago. They lost a lot, but you just got to, week one, you never know. But no surprises there, really, other than probably Florida State.
Miami's up on Notre Dame. Raekwon Beal is back in the game. Johnny Morris is the running back, and Morris pounding his way forward for 8. This is what you talk about, Marcus, that 4-minute drive, wanting to waste the rest of the time and not give the ball back to Winston-Salem State.
I mean, we're talking about possibly 2 first downs, and this is a different situation here. So defensively, you have to pin your ears back. But they're going to milk that clock and run the football.
More than 20 minutes of possession in this second half. It's been dominated by Tuskegee. They've scored on all 3 of their second half drives. Now on 2nd down and 2. It's Morris hit in the hole, sheds that tackle, but the Cavalry is there. And no gain on 2nd down. Coach Robert Massey going to take his timeout now before the 2-minute timeout, which brings even more importance to this 3rd down.
I like the call there, though. But you have to get a stop here, though. 3rd and 1. No timeouts. You got the 2-minute timeout. So you can only stop it one more time, and then they can bleed that clock. You have to get a stop here.
All comes down to this. Winston-Salem State, 2 years ago, lost all of their conference matchups. They went 4-4 in conference play, and all of those losses were by 1 possession. I talked to Coach Robert Massey about that last season, and he said we had to go through that to get to this point, to put ourselves in position to win games. And last year, they were much better. They almost upset a Division I opponent in North Carolina A&T. But right now, taking on an SIAC opponent on the road, they have to get a stop here. And Raekwon Beal, with him coming back into the game, provides a rushing option as well on this 3rd down and short situation. Jamison Alston, one of the returners from last year. He knows what it takes in these moments. It's 3rd down and 2. It's a handoff, and the pile pushing forward, and it will be a 1st down. So a pickup of 2, and the chains will move, and the clock will run.
Going 11 personnel, you see Coach James, 1 back, 1 tight end. They're going to run this one down to the 2-minute timeout.
And Tuskegee secures things here in this Red Tails Classic. As we'll get to the 2-minute timeouts. But with Winston-Salem State without any timeouts, Tuskegee can sense it now. So we'll take a timeout. The Golden Tigers, they got the keys out for Winston-Salem State. They feel a W here.
Calling all fall fanatics. The new DQ Fall Treat menu has arrived for just a limited time. Go fall.
Well, Tuskegee starting to party now as things looking good for them to take this Red Tails Classic over at Winston-Salem State. They lead 20-17, and the second half has been completely different than the first. As we take a look at Tuskegee's upcoming schedule, and that next matchup next week versus Central State, going to be the first night game in more than 110 years of Tuskegee football. It's going to be a big moment. Aaron James talked with me about the importance of having lights now at the field. Said that it used to be a big difference, a difference maker playing in the heat in Tuskegee in the fall. But now it's a new moment, a new beginning for a place that has so much history. James playing with so many different big-time players, Drayton Florence, Frank Walker, and now something new for Tuskegee. First down, it'll be a handoff. Johnny Morris continues to churn. Pickup of 1 for Morris. Clock will start to run. But in this second half, Tuskegee has done a completely flipping of the script as a man is down. So Khalil Stimson is down.
Yeah, he made a very violent tackle on that play, too. I mean, he came down flying into that pile.
So we hope that Stimson is okay. The sophomore from Greensboro, North Carolina. He went to Grimsley High School. And you take a look at Tuskegee in the second half. They scored on all 3 possessions. They outscored this Winston-Salem State side. And Raekwon Beal has been better than advertised in the second half. 11 for 16, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Beal. He's the one that tossed both of those touchdown passes for Tuskegee.
They kept their defense off the field, too. I mean, very efficient drives, a lot of plays, clock management, and the end with points.
And so you see Stimson going to get up and be able to walk off. And here is the tackle that had him down for a little bit. You see just trying to wrap up Morris. Came in, tried to bring him down. Morris administered the blow, and Stimson was able to get up. He's walking off. So happy to see him able to get up. So a 10-second runoff because Winston-Salem State had no more timeouts. But you see Raekwon Beal, a masterful second half. And the coaching staff told us that they don't need him to be Superman. They just need him to manage the game and not do the things that get you beat, which is turn the ball over after having the interception in the first half. Was pristine here in the second half.
Yeah, they came out very aggressive during that first half, going vertical and trying to attack downfield. Second half, they simplified things, shorter throws, run game, different formations. They were able to keep that defense off balance.
But Johnny Morris is in at running back. Tuskegee doesn't have to do too much more in this matchup. Great start to the season for the Golden Tigers. Winston-Salem State's going to be wondering what if with some of the missed opportunities in the first half. Morris hit hard, pushed back into his own side of the field. Forward progress has him stopped at the 49, a gain of 2. Kyle Williams led the charge.
Right now, you just get in victory formation and take that knee.
Here's Winston-Salem State's upcoming schedule. As the Tuskegee fans can feel it now. So victory formation for Tuskegee. Beal will go down, and your 2025 Red Tails Classic champions, Tuskegee University. The final, Golden Tigers 20, Winston-Salem State 17. Well, Marcus, we talk about Tuskegee taking advantage in this second half. They played pretty well, almost perfect football in the second half, and that's why they came out victorious.
Yeah, and just watch them come out in the second half being down 1 score, and really switch things up offensively and execute. Hats off to their coaching staff. Winston-Salem, I thought, missed some opportunities to blow this game open in the first half. Both teams missed opportunities, so we saw penalties, we saw turnovers, missed field goals, blocked field goals. And I figured the team that came out in the second half and cleaned things up, played more efficient football, complementary football, was Tuskegee. And that's why they were able to score when they got the ball and win this football game. But they were losing at halftime. But hats off to their defense and their offense. Even on special teams, I thought they played very well in the second half.
Well, 3 possessions, all scores to give Tuskegee the lead, and they held the ball for the remainder of this matchup. The final, once again, Tuskegee 20, Winston-Salem State 17. With my fantastic broadcast partner, Marcus Ray, my name is James Adnott, saying so long from Montgomery, Alabama. This has been the Red Tails Classic, and Raekwon Beal, better than advertised. He led his team to victory in this Red Tails Classic.
Boxes, ribs come with handles.